what you really are.
Hey, good day. This is Michael Williams again from Creative Studios. I'm back with another tutorial. I am trying to put out a few tutorials this week that will allow you to have your ministry or business get online, being that we have a whole lot of restrictions going on right now. So I hope this tutorial helps you. I'm going to try to keep all the tutorials like 7 to 10 minutes. So that will help you be able to follow along. I'm also going to make these available on my website as well, so you can just be able to access these whenever you need to. So I'm going to do a recap of what we talked about yesterday. And basically, I talked about the different ways that we can set up a live stream. And just to do a really simple, fast recap, here are the items that you're going to need to actually live stream on your in your mobile devices or towards the internet or wherever you need to send these, mainly on Facebook Live, as well as on just online to your parishioners or your attendees or anyone that you like to stay in contact with. So just to go over these really fast, you're gonna need a camera. We talked about DSLRs as well as video consumer cameras and showed you some online as well. We talked about getting a capture card. We also talked about getting a computer, and then we talked about getting some software. And those are going to be the 4 basic components you need to stream your services online. And so basically today I'm going to walk you through how to set it up and walk you through the devices that you're going to need. Now, yesterday I told you about getting, and I'm going to switch over to my main camera here so you can see a little bit more clearer. Today I'm recording on my T7i, which is one of my DSLRs, instead of recording on my video camera. So yesterday online I showed you guys a device called the Elgato, which was the video capture card. As you can see here, it has an HDMI input, and it also has, let me see if I can get the lighting for you a little better. Yeah, HDMI input there, and then on the other side it's going to have a USB input port here that will go into your computer. So you'll need this, and inside a box you usually get a bunch of cords and cables. I don't know if you'll need any of these cables right here, but you have a regular HDMI cable that should come, and then you have your power cord or your cord that will power up your device. This goes into this device right here, this side right here, and you plug this into the computer, and that's how that goes into your USB port. If you can get a device that has a 3.0 adapter or a 3.0 device on your laptop, it will work a little better. So that's an admonishment to have a laptop or a computer that has a 3.0. So you will take this and you will take your camera. Most cameras have a HDI out, which is going to be right here. And you're going to need a mini HDMI adapter. And once you get a mini to regular size adapter, you're going to go out of this mini into your capture card, which is going to be your HDMI in. Now, this particular model has an in and it has an out. You want to make sure you plug your camera into the in port, okay? So once you plug that into the computer, you're going to download your software. Now, I'm going to walk you through how to set it up in OBS because that's the software I use. And hopefully, if you need help setting it up with another software, then just contact me and I'll see if I can walk you through it either on the phone or maybe through Skype or maybe through TeamViewer or something like that. So now I am going to transition over to my screen, and let me see what I'm going to do here. Let's transition over to the tutorial. So I'm going to actually change my monitor here for just a second, so bear with me. I'm doing this all in OBS so you can actually see me doing it live. It's not going to be edited as far as like cutting things out. I want you to see how long it takes just by walking it through. And so I'm going to add a Displace Capture here. I'm going to do screen. I'm going to switch over. It's just transition to my screen right here, and I'm going to change this to my other monitor. Here we go. Bam. So this is my desktop. This is actually my screen. I'm gonna go in here and move my camera down. Just a second here. Let me move my camera down a little bit. Cool. And transition that over. And then I'm gonna turn this to that black. So basically, just to give you a quick explanation of what you're gonna see on the screen. On the left side is your preview window, which is your scenes or everything that you set up that you want to go live. And on the right side, what you see now is what's actually going live. So you're going to see a preview window and you're going to see a program window. In the bottom left hand corner, you're going to see your screen, your scenes, which is where you set up each scene for your broadcast. In the middle section, you're going to have your audio inputs, which is going to be your audio devices. Here you're going to have your audio mixer. Now I have mine set to vertical. And if you right click on it, it's going to look like this initially, which is going to be a hold up. So I have to interrupt this video just for a second. I didn't really quite explain what scenes and sources are. Scenes inside of OBS is where you keep your sources. So a source would be an audio input device, an image, a camera. Within the scenes, you can put multiple sources, so that way you can set up maybe a single camera angle like I have. And I'll have, in this particular scene here, I have basically a lower third, which is the information with my contact information. Then I have another image, which is my logo, and then I have another background. Those are all sources, and they're in one scene. So I didn't quite explain that when I originally recorded it, and as I'm going back, just chopping it up, making sure that everything is good. I just wanted to explain that to you. So inside of your scenes is where you put your sources. You definitely want to have at least two scenes. You want to have one with you, straightforward camera angle with no branding or anything, and then you maybe want to have another one that has the same camera angle, but this time includes some different things, maybe like a logo in the upper left-hand corner, maybe contact information. And this would be good for things as far as such as giving out website contact information, and specifically for churches how your parishioners can donate online. So I'm sorry for forgetting to kind of explain that, because I wanted to try to keep it under 10 minutes, but it always doesn't work like that. So let's get back to the video. Then right here, you're going to have your transitions, and then all of this stuff right here is kind of inconsequential. That's something we'll get into later. And then over on the right side here, you're going to have several buttons. You're going to have your start streaming, start recording, studio mode. Your studio mode, if I turn off studio mode, basically what's going to happen is that I'm only going to see the program window. So whatever scene I click on is going to go automatically live. So I always recommend that you use studio mode so you can see what you're getting ready to program live, and you can know how to switch back and forth. Like for instance, if I turn on my main scene and I transition over, you guys should be seeing now my camera with all of the graphics that are surrounding it, and also the lower thirds that are playing that I've already programmed. And if I switch back, then you're going to see my desktop. And so that's kind of how you want it. Now, when you plug your camera into OBS, and you're going to see the screen go black, and actually, I'm not going to even make it go black for a second. I'm actually going to leave it just like this. What you'll see is, you'll see this, which will be a blank screen. Initially, there won't be any scenes in the left-hand corner, and there probably won't be any audio. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to right-click, and you're going to want to add a scene. For this scene, I added the scene tutorial, and I named it tutorial, and you can right click on it, and then you can, name it whatever you need to name it. After that, sometimes you will have to, but I recommend you right click on the sources area, or you can hit the plus button down here, and you want to add an audio input capture, and that's what I normally do for every scene, just because I want my audio to never disappear. If I turn my audio off and switch over, then the audio will go off and you'll just see a picture. So you always want your audio input on. This is if you're not using the audio from a camera, which 9 times out of 10 you won't be using audio from a camera unless you're using something of a higher quality. But right now we're just trying to get you online. So once you do that, you're going to go add, and we're going to go to video capture device. Now my video capture device is already added. So if you didn't have a video capture device, you can name it main camera. I'm going to add my existing camera, and I'm going to click OK. Now what happens is that my camera actually pops up. Now if you double click on the main camera, you should see several choices here. Sparkle Cam is another way to bring your camera in, which I'll talk about later. split cam and virtual webcam or other softwares that you can buy. For now, if you've bought the Elgato game capture here, you won't specifically need, and let me move my window out the way. Oh, yeah, there we go. Kind of crazy, but you see multiple endless loops. If you bought this game capture card, you won't need any software. This will act as your webcam. This will act as your camera device, which will bring your camera into OBS. So as you can see right here, there are a couple settings that you can, I'm going to move this over here so it's not as confusing. There's the default resolution that will just, whatever the resolution of the device that it picks up, it will accept. So it usually will be 1920 by 1080 for this device. If you use the Cam Link, it'll try to do 4K, which I recommend reducing down to 1920 by 1080 or even 1280 by 720, because probably 75-80% of your people are going to be watching on a mobile device. So you're going to essentially change this to custom, change this to 1920 by 1080, match output frame, so you don't want to change that. So pretty much you can leave all the rest of this the same. And you just hit OK. I'm going to hit cancel because I didn't change anything. And then from there, you're going to have, my camera's going to freeze up for a second because I played around with it. So I'll just wait for it to pop back up. But I'll keep talking. Then you're going to have your preview on the left, and you're going to have your program on the right. Did my camera freeze up? Okay, there it goes. My camera's back. So I'm going to hit the transition button, and now you should just see me on the screen. You just see me. I don't know. I don't have a script or anything, so it's probably sounding goofy, but that's what you'll see. So you'll have your input on the screen, and that's how you get the camera into OBS. Now you have your audio input source, and I'll transition back over right here. So you'll have your camera audio coming in from your, as I explained yesterday, you should take the headphone out of your mixer at church and put that into, just plug it into your laptop or your computer. Obviously, if you're doing this at home, it'll be a different setup, and I'm going to cover that in another tutorial. But this is just for those pastors, ministers, or people that will go to the church to film, because some people are still going to their church to film. So you will have the ability to also add images. So I'll show you how that works. I'm going to go to the tutorial section, and I'm going to, let me pull up the screen real quick so you can see. I'm going to go in tutorial, and I'm going to hit plus, and I'm going to click on image. Now I already have some images already here. I'm just going to add the specials image, which is a poster that I already had created, and you can create any size poster. And I'm going to click OK. Now it's going to come up on the screen, and you can just take the ends and the end of the image and just resize it to wherever you want. So if you have notes or anything that you want to pull on the screen or different things, or maybe let's say you want to do offering slides or something like that, you can pull that up on the screen. And once you hit transition, you guys should see the camera with the image to my left, your right, and that is how you bring images in. To take that image off, you would simply turn off the image button next to specials or whatever you named it, and then hit transition. And then you'll see that the image goes off, and I will turn the screen on real quick briefly. Let me see here, screen, and I'll show you how I did that. In my tutorial section, I turned on the specials and I turned it off, and then I hit transition, and that turns off the image. You can also add audio files, video files as well. If you click on the plus button, as you'll see here, there are all kinds of different features you can add within OBS. So there's your audio input capture, there is your browser, there is your color source, display capture, and I'm going to get into all these in detail later on in the week. But right now, that was just the basic tutorial of taking your video capture card, which would be this, and your camera with a cord, and putting them into your computer. You can download OBS from OBS, I think it's OBS Project. Download that, install it. It's good for Windows and for Mac, and that will get you going to get your input into your computer so that you can set up just get the picture in for now. In another tutorial, we're going to be going through how to set up your stream with Facebook Live and or YouTube. So I think that will be enough for you today, between yesterday and today, to be able to at least start the process of getting online for live streaming. So I want to say thank you for watching. Once again, if you do have any questions, please just contact me at the information at the bottom of the screen. You'll see my phone numbers on there. You can text me, or there's an email address that you can email us at, specifically set up just for you getting on live stream. That should help you begin to transition into a digital ministry. So thank you for watching. God bless, and you guys have a great day.
See how soft you really are.